And this is going to be yet another one. Two goofy footers going to battle. Nat Young versus Kai Otton. Round 3, Heat 8. Chris Cote here with Ross Wynn. Started off, it's going to be Kai Otton.
Well, if this was 2014, I would tell you Nat Young, a pretty heavy favorite in this heat, but Kai Otton has really rebounded his career. He has upped his game. He's been on fire lately, so super even match here. Nat, such a strong set of legs. That guy just stomps waves in half, but a couple of quick mistakes for the boys.
Yeah, so, we talk about mistake-free surfing being the difference. Well, right there, we saw 2 early mistakes, and sometimes they can cancel each other out. So I guess we'll kind of get a different kind of restart here.
Absolutely exploding on the reef. He's got all kinds of skin left out everywhere.
And here he goes, a little bit late takeoff, but gets around this section with these. Nice opening turn. Another snap for Otton. Cool little rock and roll floater to get to this inside section. So a much better wave than his previous effort. Can't quite come down with that last maneuver, but Kai Otton is now on the board.
And there's that flow that Kai's really found this year. Riding those CI boards, he's found some magic carpets. He's just really been flying extra speed, really coming out of his maneuvers clean, almost gaining speed as he goes through a turn. Nat Young ranked 11th right there, still 24 years old, Chris.
Wow, huge future ahead of him. Second highest ranked American behind Kelly Slater. Kind of one of those guys that we're looking at like, come on, Team USA, you can do it. So Nat Young.
Yeah, so here Kai, little tail drift to start. Just a little setup turn, and now he starts firing with the floater. Watch, this turn's crispy. Bing, pretty nice way to finish that wave. Didn't come out of that last maneuver. Again, just gonna be an average score, but the board looking sweet.
And you'll see that there's not going to be a section passed up here. If they can somehow hit it, they're going to hit it. It can be nerve-wracking, but out here it's all fun. And it's all just the surfing that you'd love to see on a California day like today. And here goes Kai Otton. Again, like I said, you're not going to see a section passed up. These guys just fight for crumbs on the table like a band of brothers. I love it. All right, the powerhouse from Santa Cruz, Nat Young. Whip, start. Nice little airdrop floater. So incomplete finish right there. This might be a little kind of residual bummer for Nat, who just watched his good friend Kaloe go down. So yeah, we'll see.
Well, he just needs to keep away from those emotions. Go out there and battle, compete, clear-headed. And there's that linkage from Kai Otton. Again, just those floating maneuvers are not going to score super high, but that board is flying out there.
You got to get on with life, really. So yeah, I'm moved on. I'm ready to keep moving.
Speaking of moving on, you are in a world title chase. You've won world titles before. I would imagine, but I don't know, that there's a winning feeling in a title year. Have you felt that yet this year? And is that, in fact, something that happens, or do you not know until you're actually up there holding it in your hand?
This bone in this guy's body is humble, professional, thoughtful, just a perfect gentleman. Gotta love that guy.
Yeah, class act for sure. And Nat Young, talk about just an angry insect. He went crazy on this wave, just like a wound-up toy. What was that, maybe 6 or 7 backhand slashes there. He couldn't help himself. A little on the repetitive side for sure. He didn't mix it up, but on your backhand, sometimes you just feel that momentum where you just can't relent, and he definitely went for it.
That was just like an ice-cold water thrown in my face, seeing Nat Young blasting that wave. He's riding a 5'11", Rook 15. That score comes in an 8.67. Wow, the highest single score of the heat so far, but Kai Otton still sitting on a 6.33 and a 5.6, enough to have him in the lead. We'll see what Kai Otton has on his backhand. No doubt heard the cheers going up for Nat Young. Nice deep bottom turn, top turn combination. Gets around this section. Stuck in the whitewater a little bit right there. Funky air attempt. Kind of missed his moment right there, but some really good turns out the back.
Kai Otton kind of paid the price right there. He tried to mix it up, get a little creative, but that's not exactly in his wheelhouse. That first snap, really nice. Clean little swoop on the second one. So that wave, really nice A-frame on the outside, had a lot of juice. Just needs to finish this thing. the culprit there, he didn't have a ton of speed. He tried to just go for a little pop ollie and couldn't ride out of it. But that first snap right on the button, pretty crisp. Again, his board's looking savvy.
Well, right where he left off, Nat Young on the next wave of this set after that Kai Otton wave. Blistering backside turns. Blast the tail out. Fits in one more, throws tons of spray on the final closeout maneuver.
Almost mechanical-like, but he just produces so much power and torque once he gets to the top. Watch how steady it is, and then just releases. This is just a little cutback, but watch when he swings back into that snap. Really quiet upper body. He doesn't really swing his arms around too much and just releases those lower legs once he gets to the top. So, you know, I think because he kind of coils up and stays really quiet, it allows him to max out his power.
Both these guys have that, but I feel like right now, Nat Young just adding a little bit more oomph into his backside turns.
Oh, for sure. And he's also a gym rat, so his legs are big.
Thanks.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Strider. 11 minutes, 50 seconds ago. Nat Young now applying the pressure. Opens with a backside vertical snap. Bam, that was a big turn from Nat Young. Follows it up again. So Nat Young, man, he's got vice grips on this heat. An 8.67 and a 7.57 on the board right now. That means Kai Otton needs a 9.91. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that last wave could possibly eclipse that 7.57 and maybe that 8.67.
Well, you were talking about ground and pound. This is a straight uppercut to the jaw. You know, there is a lot of time left. Kai loves to battle, but look at these turns right here. I think this might even be his best score. A nice, solid overhead wave. A little more flare in those turns too. Not as much just kind of a snap involved. I like how he hit the lip and then released the tail. He also kind of came up 12 o'clock, so you know he's got a few different variations going on in these turns. So for sure, you know, I think Kai's going to be in a combo situation. That's going to be pretty tough to get out of in the last 10.
Yeah, that is a sight you don't want to see if you're sitting out the back. You see Nat Young's nose, tail, spray. Nose, tail, spray. Nose, tail, spray. About 5 times, and yeah, that's just each one just deflates you a little bit more. And then you hear this coming over the loudspeaker from the one and only Dave Stanfield, a 9.43.
They have a couple of times throughout the day. I think it's 9, 11, 1, and 3. And so far today, they said every single lesson has been packed. So if you do want to do that, and I think it's a pretty fantastic opportunity, make sure to get down here early in the morning, sign up, and get coached. Take your surfing to the next level and maybe make it to the CT.
Yeah.
When do you call it impossible?
It's getting there. Here he goes. He needs to do something big now.
All right, so he comes around this section, and that's his way of telling us it's over.
That's kind of cool.
I like when they signify. They make it easy for the judges there.
Kai might call it quits right here. There he goes.
So a little bit of style coming in from Kai Otton. Well, he's free as a bird. Now he's officially on vacation in Southern California.
Oh.
This is for the fans.
Talk about
They love
style
it.
and composure. That is solid.
That is good form right there.
I wonder if they'll score that. He technically didn't get to his feet,
But his hands left the rails. Whoa.
I throw him at least a point.
Is that more controversy here at the Lowers Pro? All right, 30 seconds ago, the Hurley Pro really has given us something for everyone. We got more.